Hi, it's Karen here. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought we would paint this little whimsy watercolour with a splash of gold and orange as a nod to autumn really. So this is what we're going to be painting. So let's get started. Hope you're all keeping well. This is a 6x4 watercolour piece of paper. I've already previously cut my watercolour paper down. Now we're going to start with doing some generic pebble shapes, and we're just not thinking about it too much really. Just nice easy pebble shapes. Now I'm using Payne's Grey, and this is an orange, a lovely bright orange that I'm using, and I'm just putting these big blousy stones in. Now I purposely didn't rinse my brush out totally because I wanted a different value in my stone, and I wanted it to be a little bit warmer. Okay, so just like so, going back to the lovely Payne's Grey. Okay, just gonna, you can do whichever stone shape you like, as long as it doesn't have too many sharp edges, i.e. triangles or a square. Keep it nice and keep it really nice and loose. Now I don't know whether you can see, whether the camera's picking up, because we've mixed the orange up with the Payne's Grey. It's really granulating quite nicely, and it's given us quite a nice effect. So what I think we'll do is we're just go in with our brush, clean water, and just rub our stones excuse me, and you get a really nice effect. It gives us, because pebbles kind of have that that lovely stratusy feel, don't they? They're not just a flat colour, they kind of have got textures on them, don't they? So I'm just now dropping in some Payne's Grey, and the pebble is still quite wet, so it's nice to be able to move the paint around. Now on this one I'm just going to wet with clean water, go back into orange, and I'm just going to pop that round, because I want a bit of a pop. I don't want it all to mix in. I kind of want that lovely pop to go on. Now just as your pebbles are still wet, just keep dropping in your Payne's Grey, and just let it work its magic. Just going to touch a little bit, just a little bit of a stronger colour in there, not going all the way around. And I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave that like that. Now we need to let this dry, so I'm just going to set this one aside to dry, and I'm going to bring back one in that I'd already done. Which way? Yeah, let's do this way. It's quite nice and dry, and as you can see, we've got that hagstone look. Now I'm changing my brush down to 0 size, and I'm going into charcoal black. Now what we're doing is, you can either do this in pencil if you'd rather, but I'm just going to go straight on, and I'm just going to run my brush That looks a little bit blue. Yeah, that looks, I've changed my pans around, and they're not where I normally keep them. Not very helpful. So I'm just going to run my brush back over there, and what I'm going to be doing is just doing little stems, and then just put these really dark, lovely long leaves. Okay. I thought the black would stand out nicely, so let's put another one in there. Don't get caught up on these having to be perfect. They don't, because we're working quite long, feathery leaves. Just going to drop another one in there. Okay, just going to turn my work round, and I'm just going to, now I'm just going to block in this this lovely leaf. We're working with a creamy consistency of paint because I do want it to cover, and I do want it to be quite dark. Okay, so we get the really nice contrast between the Payne's grey and the zingy orange. Okay, so as you can see, it's starting to build up. I'm just going to swizzle you around again. Excuse me, and just work your way around. Don't be frightened to go over your work. If you want it a little bit darker, that's absolutely fine. That's totally fine. And put some smaller leaves in with your big ones, as long as you kind of keep that long looking leaf. It'll be lovely. And again, I'm just catching it in there. Now this smaller brush, it does hold quite a nice amount of paint, but it gives you that little bit extra control because it's not flooding your painting, which is, on this occasion, this is what we want. Okay, so if you can use the smallest brush that you have, you'll find it a lot easier to use. I'm just going to put a little one in here just to cover that up. Try and be brave when you're coming in to do these leaves, and keep your flow of your marks that you're putting down, your paint strokes, and try and keep them as fluid as possible. Now I've gone into that one, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. So as you can see, it's building up nicely, and I think I'm just going to put a little one in here. Maybe a little one in here. Turned out to be a little bit bigger than I was first aiming for, but hey, not to worry. And let's just turn the work around, and we just do a little leaf at the top here. I think black can be quite striking when you pair it with a limited palette, when you've got a softer, more neutral colour and a strong colour like orange or red or something like that. It does really excuse me, lend itself. Now I'm just going to pop a little step in here because I think that'd be nice. Always, when you're working, always hold your work away from you, or stand up. I had one gentleman. He said that what he does is he takes a photo of his work as he's going along on his phone, and then he has a look back at it, and then he decides what his next move is, so to speak, whether he leaves as is or he continues to paint. And I thought, wow, that's a really good idea. I must try that and see how I get on. So yeah, that's Mike's tip. So there we go. There's I think that's enough of the black leaves. Now all I'm going to do is just to thicken up. I don't want a continual big thick line, but I do want some depth in between here when these stems are meeting each other. So just give them a little okay. I just pull that one down there. Now it's been a while since I've used gold, so I'm going into classic gold. I'm going to activate my paint, and you can either just splatter or you can put some of these really nice gold, again not thinking about too much, not going for circles. I'm going to just go for really nice organic shapes. Well, let's try and go for a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect, does it? Okay. Keep your gold nice and keep it nice and fluid, not too watery. That's the trick. Let's put yeah, I think that's how does that look? Do you think we need any more gold anywhere? You shouting at me? Let's put a little one in there. Okay. Just gonna go over this this shape a little bit more, just introduce a little bit more gold and just round that off a little bit. And I'm just going to get my little brush and I'm just going to put some very fine gold splatters on. And when it hits the black, I think it looks particularly nice. Wow, that was a bit of a blob. Wow. How does that look? Does that look all right? I think we'll get away with that. And just do a cluster in each diagonal corner. That give it a nice balance. Okay. And if it's not going where you want, just put a little few freehand dots in. And there we have it. I think this is a really fun, easy little whimsy watercolour, and I think it would make a great card just to say hello. So I'll just bring the other one back in that I painted earlier. It's lighter because I haven't darkened it down as much, but you can see the two different colours that I've used. I think the Payne's Grey is a nice effect. So there we go. Hope that's in shot for you. You can see, okay. So there we go. Take care and hope you do give this one a go. Bye bye for now. Bye.